Jets? Jon Gruden? The DC search is back open? What the hell is going on One Jets Drive? We talk about it.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. This is, in fact, a daily New York Jets video show that can also be found wherever you find your podcast. This is Boy Green Daily. You know, there's a lot to unpack. So let's go piece by piece. When I got this update last night, that the New York Jets reached out to Jon Gruden, I won't lie. I had to click on Zach Rosenblatt's name on Twitter 3, 4, 5 times to make sure it was real. Because, you know, in this day and age, the blue check mark is not enough to know if someone's officially the person that they are. So I had to check. I'm like, okay, that's a decent following, and I follow him, so that's real. This is not some gag. The New York Jets reached out to Jon Gruden about the idea of joining Aaron Glenn's staff, according to league sources from Zach Rosenblatt. Gruden was not interested in the job. Gruden was not interested in the job. Shout out to Easy and all the Jon Gruden people, my old man in the audience that said, Jon Gruden, that'd be a guy for the Jets. Jon Gruden.
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed, too.
He loves Fireman Ed, but apparently not enough to save the New York Jets. He is not Flash Gordon. He's not the savior of the universe. No. Jon Gruden apparently not coming to the green and white. Could you imagine Chucky? Jon Gruden on the sideline with Aaron Glenn? What the hell is going on One Jets Drive? And again, I love Gruden. I love Chucky. But boy, Aaron Glenn has run into some desperate times here. Jon Gruden hasn't been seriously in the NFL in 5 years. Like a couple years ago, he was a consultant with the Saints, but I don't know if that really counts. As a legitimate coach, it was 2021 when he was forced to resign 5 years ago. And now he's at Barstool Sports, and he did a brief advisor role with an Italian football team. I mean, yeah, he's been off the map. And if Aaron Glenn is looking in Jon Gruden waters, which again, I love Jon. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I'm just, wow. But I'll tell you guys, and the comments are overflowing. So thank you for all of the love in the audience. This is tremendous. Let's go to, I see a membership was gifted at the top of the show. Let's go to our boy MFC. One of our YouTube memberships have been gifted. Preachy MFC, that's 18 raffle tickets for our contest. That membership went to Blake Carson. You're now a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. And you got yourself a raffle ticket, MFC. More on that later. Thank you. Appreciate that from the audience. I'll tell you guys, it's been a wild 24 hours. Tanner Engstrand got fired. Jon Gruden rejected the Jets. But to me, the most alarming thing that happened went under the radar for a lot of people. It went under the radar. And before I can even get there, I'm getting too much positivity from the chat because number one Austrian Jet fan just gifted a membership. Yeah, baby. Every time you hear those draft chimes, an angel gets their wings, baby. That's just how it works. That's the 50th raffle ticket for our number one Austrian Jets fan this month. I appreciate you, Austrian. Thank you kindly. Thank you. That membership, by the way, went to Ricky Fisher. Ricky Fisher, welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club. I appreciate that. Thank you. 50 spot. for our number one Austrian Jets fan. Thank you. It's bringing back up my positivity every time I hear those chimes. So thank you, number one Austrian Jets fan. You're the best. Another raffle ticket for you, good sir. The most concerning update that I heard yesterday came right before Tanner Engstrand got fired on social media. The New York Jets are reopening their defensive coordinator search. What the? Huh? Who? Why? So here was the update from the Jets. This is from the Jets account. This man on your screen. This is Brian Duker. Brian Duker. The Jets completed a virtual interview with Brian Duker, a former Miami Dolphins assistant, for the vacant defensive coordinator role. Now, whoa. Wait a second. First off, who the hell is Brian Duker? I had to hit that with a Google search. But more importantly, we've gone back to the first round of interviews, so let's reset, okay? The Jets fired Steve Wilkes. I've got the date right here. December 15th. 3 weeks left in the season. I don't think anyone questions the fact that Steve Wilkes was fired. The Jets' defense was terrible, and Wilkes stunk. So firing Steve Wilkes was not a decision I think a lot of Jet fans will question from AG outside of the initial hiring of him in the first place. But firing him, that seemed pretty obvious. So when the Jets fired Steve Wilkes on, again, December 15th, a month and a half ago, the New York Jets, in theory, had a head start on the defensive coordinator search. AG could openly talk to anyone he wanted in the middle of the season. Chris Harris filled in the interim, and he could go out and start seeking out people. It's a month and a half later, and we don't have a guy yet. And the problem is that when the Jets ended the season, they did an initial round of interviews. They interviewed 8 people virtually over Zoom. And those 8 people from the Jets, this is their line in their press release, that we will then basically pick from that 8 and cut the list down shorter and then interview those people in person and basically come to a decision after that. So the Jets had 8 and they cut it down to an unspecified smaller number, and several people did in-person interviews this past week. In theory, you can even perceive those people as finalists. Second interviews in person. So Chris Harris got one of those interviews. Durante Jones got one of those interviews. And Wink Martindale got one of those interviews. Again, there may be more beyond those 3 that we don't know. The Jets may or it may not have leaked out of the building. But Durante ended up going to the Commanders, so he's off the board. Ding! And now we have 2 left, which is Wink and Chris Harris. In theory, the finalists for said job. I wanted it to be Jim Leonard. Unfortunately, it looks like winds are blowing in a different direction as it pertains to Leonard, unfortunately. More on that later, I'm sure. I'm sure I'm going to get a few phone calls about that. But it seemed like, according to Connor Hughes, when Wink Martindale interviewed with the Jets over the weekend in person, Connor Hughes' sources described it as a formality, crossing T's, dotting I's, showing him what's the best restaurants in town. Here's where your office is going to be. Then instead of an actual in-person interview, it was set to be more of a coronation. You're clearly the guy, and here it goes. Apparently, that's how it happened. So Wink goes for his in-person interview, and according to Connor Hughes' sources, AG informs Wink that AG wants to call plays, but they hire Wink, and Wink's like, the fuck? I've got 16 years of experience calling plays. What the hell do you mean you're calling plays? And apparently Connor Hughes says that both sides can deny it. Like Wink can say this, Jets can say this, and it's a whole blame game. I'm going to be honest. If that really happened, wow. AG's got some cojones to hire a guy of Wink Martindale's nature who has a huge resume and a big personality, and that you have the balls to tell him, yeah, I'm going to hire you, but I'm going to call. Then what the hell is Wink doing? Grabbing coffee? Like, that doesn't seem to make any sense at all. That's strange. If that's how that went down, that's hard to believe, but that's crazy. So anywho, instead of this coronation that was apparently supposed to happen in the DC search, the Jets and Wink Martindale are no longer a lock. He was set to be hired over the weekend. And now we're back to square one. We're back to the drawing board of interviewing guys. So the Jets' inherent advantage. So here, let's go to the Jim Leonard piece. I wanted Jim Leonard very badly. He interviewed in the first round. There's a lot of reasons I like Jim Leonard. We can get more into that later. But I wanted Jim Leonard. He interviewed in the first round. They gave me hope. ooh, he's interested in the job. Former Jet, makes a lot of sense. And here was the good news for the Jets, in my opinion, at the time. They fired Steve Wilkes on December 15th. You have an advantage over everybody else. There's still a lot of head coaches that haven't been hired yet. We don't know who the Cardinals guy is going to be, or this guy, or this guy, or this guy. A couple of Browns, right? There's a couple of openings that are still out there to be decided. And then once those teams decide on a head coach, then they got to rebuild the staff. And so there's a lot of stuff that's in flux right now. The Jets are so deep, in theory, they were before this new update yesterday. They're so deep in their process. They were among finalists, so they could hire a DC before someone else comes in and takes the guy they want. In theory, that could have happened. So I was like, ooh, if a team like Buffalo, who I heard Danny Frasina out in our audience, if you're watching the show right now, Danny, he said, hey, Jim Leonard to the Bills. He's a Bills fan that always comments in on Twitter and watches the show. And he said, ooh, Jim Leonard to Buffalo. Like, not yesterday. He said it like a week ago or something. And I'm like, the good news, I think, Danny, is that I don't anticipate the Bills hiring their head coach anytime soon. I think they want to speak to Clint Kubiak, which they would have to wait 2 weeks for because he's in the Super Bowl and they can't talk to him yet. So I said, wow, the Bills process is going to be dragged out, which is great news for the Jets because we can quickly get our guy. And if he would have been interested in the Bills, if he chooses not to wait, we're going to be just dandy. And then the Bills hired Joe Brady yesterday. I'm like, oh, shit. Not, oh, shit, like I'm scared of Joe Brady. To be honest, I think the Bills could have done a lot better than Joe Brady, to be honest. But that's neither here nor there. But I thought it was going to take time to the Bills to get a head coach, which means they wouldn't hire their staff till they have their head coach. And I thought that would behoove the Jets. But now the Jets are back at square one. So to me, the most concerning update from yesterday is not that Tanner Engstrand was fired. To be honest, he was being demoted as a play caller, so he just would have had a subsidiary role anyway. So him being fired is more a formality thing, and the Jets just look bad firing a guy late in January. But to be honest, he wasn't going to call plays, so it's not much of a loss. But again, it's the perception of the Jets in the greater universe now. They're getting dunked on for it. But they were going to have 2 new play callers based on all the AG decisions. But restarting the DC search, like, oh boy, hopefully they reset this properly and get a good guy in here. But it seems like AG wants to call plays now, and who he's going to be paired with, there's just a lot up in the air. Here's the thing. Now that Tanner is officially gone, so I guess the plan was Tanner was going to stay on. Let me rephrase this. Tanner was set to stay on as the OC, but someone else was going to call plays. If that would have happened, according to the Rooney Rule, let's throw this up here just in case people don't know about the Rooney Rule. Let me give you the updated Rooney Rules here on your screen. Here they are. Okay, let me throw this up here on the screen. For the great people that are watching, I'll explain it for people that are listening on audio only, okay? So, if the Jets would have kept Tanner Engstrand as the OC and hired Frank Reich, more on that in a second, as like a senior level guy that called plays, the Jets would have only had to interview one diverse candidate for that role. And again, I want to hire the best person. I don't care any size, skin color, this, that, or the other. Obviously, the Rooney Rule is attempting to give people more opportunities, and I am all for more opportunities. But in terms of you identify a guy and you're ready to hire him, whatever skin color he happens to be, if they would have hired a senior level executive or whatever Frank Reich's role or any coach that would have been hired in that role would have been, they would have only had to interview one diverse candidate. Now that Tanner is gone, if Frank Reich is hired as the OC, or whoever that person is, the Jets now have to interview at least 2 minority and or female candidates. So long story short, the rules are more stringent for coordinator versus exec. So this could drag on the process, long story short, for the Jets. I don't know how many people are rushing to get the Jets job, but I wanted to explain that as it pertains to the Rooney Rules. So now with Tanner gone, there is a ton of turnover for the Jets. Here's a tweet and a half. Rich Cimini, staggering data here. The Jets will have a new offensive play caller in 2026, which means that will be their 12th different play caller in the last 16 years. What in the name of everything that is holy? What a crazy offensive coordinator run the Jets are currently on right now. Here's the list, by the way. 12 different play callers in 16 years. That's unbelievable. Here's Zach Roseblood. He gives us the list. Let's go back to 2012. Tony Sperano. And then we had the Marty Morningweg era. Then we had the Chan Gailey era. Then the John Morton era. Then the Jeremy Bates era. Then the Dowell Logans era. Then the Mike LaFleur era. Then the Nathaniel Hackett era. The Todd Downing era. The Engstrand era. And now whoever the hell is next. What a friggin' list from the New York Jets. Wow. Wow is all I have to say about that. Here's an update on Frank Reich, because we've talked about him a lot. Again, because of those Rooney Rule alterations, just because, let's say the Jets were going to hire Frank, and again, I have an update on that in a second. They now have to go through that Rooney Rule process, so they'll just have to wait if that's who they plan on hiring. Let's go to Connor Hughes, who had some big updates on this Frank Reich situation. He said that prior to this Engstrand being fired news, the Jets and Frank Reich were at the beginning stages of talking, quote, contract specifics. But because of this situation, they must play out the Rooney Rule, and we will see if Frank Reich remains the coach that the Jets want to hire. But according to Connor Hughes, the full expectation is Frank Reich will be the new offensive coordinator of the Jets. And he said, quote, it would be a little bit of a surprise if it didn't actually happen. So Frank Reich is set to be the guy, but they now must go through a deeper level process. According to Connor Hughes, Aaron Glenn is looking for a, quote, head coach of the offense. Whoever the person the Jets hire, which again is expected to be Frank Reich, that person will have full say on personnel, play calling, game planning, and they will have full staff control so they can hire or fire anyone they want. It is, quote, going to be their show, according to Hughes. And that is because, which we had that before with Adam Gase, where we had head coach of offense, Adam Gase, head coach of defense, Greg Williams, and that was a disaster. But apparently, AG wants to be heavily influenced in the defensive play calling, which, as I mentioned yesterday, I don't hate. Someone going out on their sword, I respect that. But man, whoever you're hiring on the offensive side better have that shit on lock, because you're supposed to be the head coach overseeing everything. So, folks, and I saw it in the comments section, I am Captain Positivity. I am Captain Optimism. I am. Glass half full kind of guy. That's how I live my life. Yesterday was very trying. Quite frankly, and as people remind you constantly, with Robert Saleh taking cell phones and Geno Smith jaw getting punched and playoff drought and Zach Wilson and ghosts and blame game after games, Robert Saleh, Alan Lazard calling him out after the game, saying he's not going to be here long. Like, oh my God. We have been through a lot of trauma, folks. But yesterday was trying on the soul for me. It wasn't necessarily all of the crazy shit that happened yesterday, which is true. Getting rejected by Jon Gruden, firing Tanner Engstrand, reopening the DC search, Jim Leonard probably going to Buffalo. Like that was a lot. But it's sort of an accumulation, like I'm currently seeing in the snow outside my house. The snow continues to pour outside. Wow, it is really coming down out there for snow. So again, all of our people in the north that's being affected by said snow. Hopefully you guys are staying safe. But it was up to my hip by the street, so a lot of snow we're getting. So everyone stay safe out there. But no, it was just trying. It was just trying as it continues to pile up. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, Mark Sacchetti saying, it's disappointing and embarrassing. Yeah, like, the Jets are getting whipped in the streets right now. And it's tough. It's tough. I'm never going to not be a Jets fan. So I don't give a shit what they do to me. It's a terrible relationship to be in that I don't care. I'm always going to be here. I'm committed. I'm never leaving. I don't care what they do. Because when they win, it's going to happen. I know it in my bones. I know it in my soul. When they turn it around, it's all going to be worth it. So I'm committed to this team through hell or high water. through thick and thin. I'm going to be with this team forever. So, but yeah, trying times yesterday, that's for sure. But we're all here for each other. Yeah. Clancy saying that means you got 2 feet of snow, BG, if it was up to my hip. That's funny. Yes, that's hilarious. Yeah, that is true. So I guess, my YouTube short the other day, oh, wow, it's up to my knees. But then people are like, well, so 2 inches? Yeah, so, that may not be a fair representation, in fairness. Yeah. We've got 300 people in the room. We'll be opening up the phone lines here in just a minute on the show. But first, let's give some shout-outs here. We're running out of time, folks. It's January 28th. We're running out of time for our latest raffle giveaway, folks. You are running out of time to get involved. So take full advantage, baby, and jump on the train while the train is worth getting jumped on. Here is our raffle. If you're new to the channel, hey, everybody, my name is Paul Heston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. We have 300 people in the room, including 130 of you on YouTube. Make sure you guys like that video on YouTube. That's a free way to contribute here on the show. That is the free way to contribute. I see we have 30 likes, but 130 people in the room. Let's math that math, folks. But for people that are new to the channel, we do a raffle every single month on the channel. We give away a bunch of Jet stuff on the first of every month. All you have to do to be eligible is spend $3 on the channel. If you're watching on YouTube right now, hit that little money sign. You can gift super chats. You can gift super stickers. You can gift channel memberships, which are our YouTube membership group. Or you can buy yourself a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. More on that in a second. And here are the items up for grabs. We have a mint flip coin. That is a piece of jewelry from the National Football League. It comes with a certificate of authenticity. It's from this past season. It's a flip coin. Brand new Jets polo. Brand new Jets rivalry hat. We also have, as you see in there, the Woody Boy Green t-shirt. Plus, we'll give you 2 items from the brand new Boy Green merch shop, which is a brand new coffee mug and brand new coffee t-shirt. All of that will be given away on February 1st. So again, you guys have a few more days to, sort of stuff the ballot box and get your raffles in here on the show. One more plug, and it's this. Folks, we have 2 membership levels to our YouTube channel here if you want to become a part of the community. We have the Boy Green Coffee Club. Those are the OGs. That has been around forever. For $2.99, you can support the show. You'll get a loyalty badge next to your name. You have access to our emojis. You get early access to new videos where we have some of our big guests, members, shout-outs, and priority replies to comments. But we have a brand new level we introduced earlier this month. It's called the Boy Green Espresso Club. Thank you to Terrence Hill for that name change, or the double espresso shot. And this is more exclusive content for you guys. So if you guys really want to take it to the next level, members only shorts where I'm telling you stories, Jet stories, family stories. Those are a lot of fun. We will connect on social media. But I think the gem of all of this are the members only live streams. Folks, if you are a member of the Boy Green Espresso Club, pay attention on Saturday night. This Saturday, we'll be doing a live stream with me and you guys. I think we have 13 members right now to the Boy Green Espresso Club. It'll be me and you guys talking about whatever the hell you want on Saturday night, which will be terrific. So if you'd like to join us for our very first ever Boy Green Espresso Club live stream, then make sure you guys jump on the train, baby. You guys can either cancel your Boy Green Coffee Club membership and then just rejoin as an Espresso Club member, or I believe there's an upgrade button in your right-hand corner. So you should have that as an option. Always, it's in the YouTube description down below how you can click and upgrade as well. Just join the Boy Green Coffee Club or Espresso Club here. That link, click that. That should give you the chance to upgrade. So feel free to do that and go to the next level of community building for all of us out there. So if you guys would love to join the Boy Green Espresso Club, please do so. And on top of all those things you get 5 bonus raffle tickets to our contest on the channel, which again, raffle tickets are normally $3 a piece. So you're getting a value with bonus raffle tickets in terms of the money that you're spending. So hopefully you guys jump on that train. All right, we're about to go to the phone lines here, but let me check the recent comments here. Just Hennessy Heisman says, just when you think it can't get worse, and here we are. Yeah. Let me see. Joe on Twitter says, instead of AG changing course and wanting to now call the defensive plays, he should have followed through with hiring Wink. It would have started to stabilize the personnel situation. That's true with free agency around the corner and the Senior Bowl this week. I see our boy Clancy using the emoji. Yeah, we'll need him this offseason, that's for sure. Super chat coming in from Troy Sturgis. Here we go. Appreciate you, Troy. Every time we get a super chat here from my daughters, Uriah Luna.
Wow.
Troy says Aaron Rodgers had the utmost respect for Wink. Yes, if you remember Hard Knocks when we had the Jets-Giants game, Aaron Rodgers had his first snaps ever with the Jets. There's sort of an unspoken rule in preseason that you're just it's vanilla. You're not calling anything. You're just all trying to get looks and opportunities for players. But Aaron, I think he did a drive for the Jets. At least one, because he had the touchdown to Garrett Wilson in the left corner of the end zone. And Wink was fucking blitzing the shit out of Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron's like, what the hell is he doing over there? Throwing the kitchen sink? So, yes, he does respect him. And speaking of Aaron Rodgers, Mike McCarthy is the new head coach of Pittsburgh Steelers, and he says he absolutely wants Aaron Rodgers back. So Aaron may not be going anywhere. He may go from Mike Tomlin to Big Mike McCarthy. Oh, my goodness. What a plot twist. So Aaron Rodgers may not be done yet. We'll see what happens there. It's still early. Aaron's going to take his process and darkness retreat, and we all remember all that stuff. So he's going to still do a bunch of that. Troy, I put your $2 towards your raffle ticket total. So thank you, Troy, for that. But yes, so he really appreciates him. That is true. Ooh, another super chat coming in. Let's go to Armani here on the program with a $10 super chat, baby.
Wow.
Armani, let's add this to your totals as well, my friend. Appreciate the $10 super chat. Thank you guys for all of you out there. We're a community together. Thank you so much for the support. It helps me do what I do here. So thank you kindly. And you now have 18 raffle tickets. I will add that to the total and move you up the old leaderboard here, Armani. Very nice. Now you are in you're back in our top 5. You're tied there with our boys there at the 5th position. But let's read your super chat, Armani. Appreciate all your hard work, BG. This offseason has been abysmal at best. I work in the corporate world, and at first I gave AG credit for cleaning house, but not like this. The Jets are damaged. Yeah, let's walk this out, Armani. Thank you for the hard work. I love doing this. Podcasting, articles, YouTube shorts, interviews on other people's channels, and then people jumping on my channel. Like, man, this is going to be a huge offseason for the Jets. But it is depressing right now. I can't lie. It has been abysmal. It's hard. Now, the good news is that optimism and positivity should inevitably be coming. Free agency, the Jets have a ton of money to spend. And people will say, wow, who's going to come here? People always come. People always come. Players are selfish. They want the money. They want the bag. So if a bunch of players say, well, we don't want to play for the Jets, someone's going to cross the picket line, and then all hellfire rains through. So it may be difficult to convince some free agent to come here. We'll see what troubles they do or don't have. And same thing on the coordinator search. Like, while it looks like a clear and obvious mess right now, let's see who they hire. Maybe they'll still get a good name. I can hold out hope, right? Yeah, and I did too. Now, AG, again, deserves credit. So, you say you gave AG credit initially for cleaning house, and I did as well. Now, he also hired these guys, so I give him blame for it not going well. But I did give him credit for changing it, because he would have been friggin' raked over the coals. He would have been raked over the coals if he didn't fire anyone and just sort of ran it back. That'd be arrogant. That'd be like, my decisions were right the first time. It was just blee, blah, blue is why it didn't work. So, absolutely. I gave him initial credit. This looks, I just have to call it how I see it. I am the most optimistic Jets fan, but I'm not blind. This looks sloppy as hell, man. This looks sloppy as hell. How all of this has happened. It looks incredibly sloppy. The fact that they appeared to be closing in on the defensive coordinator hire over the weekend, and now all of a sudden they're back to step one where they're interviewing guys again. I'm like, what the? And Brian Duker, who the hell is that? With all due respect, I don't know who the hell that is. And now he's suddenly in the mix. Are more people in the mix? Was it just him? Was he just joining the party late? Are we now going to get more first-round interviews this week? Like, what the hell is going on, man? What is going on? I don't know. But you got to figure it out quick if you're the Jets. You don't want this coaching process to drag on too long because you need to have those free agency meetings. The Jets need to know who their offensive coordinator is. Once they know that, okay, hey, new offensive coordinator, what pieces do you want? Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? You can't just get the best players in and just randomly force square pegs into round holes. What's your scheme, man? What do you want to do? Defensively, who the hell's the defensive coordinator? What do you need? Are we this scheme? Are we this scheme? Do you looking for these players or these players? So, yeah, it is sloppy as hell, Armani. I can't lie. The Jets are damaged, and we're damaged by their damage. So it's a lot of damage going on right now, Armani. A lot of damage. Yeah. But damaged people come together. We come together. That's what we do. We rally. Someone told me because someone I guess didn't know that I did this New York Jets YouTube channel. They just knew me as a person, and they went, "Whoa, you do a Jets channel?" And then they saw the following and how passionate you guys are, and they were like, "Wow." First off, how do you do a Jet show every day? Well, look at the last 24 hours. We always have content, that's for sure. And number two, they were like, why, with all due respect to me, they said, why do they watch your show? And I'm like, I don't know. Ask the people. But I think, and that person's observation was basically that we commiserate together, that all the losing, the pain, the therapy sessions on a week-to-week basis is sort of cathartic for all of us to be able to rally together. And we know that it's painful right now, but eventually it's going to turn. So their observation from the outside of this Jets channel is that, oh, we all rally together. I went, yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's a special sauce. So thank you, Armani. Yes, you're on the channel. Another YouTube super chat coming in from our number one Austrian Jet fan, baby.
Wow.
Accurate. Let's add another raffle ticket, a $2 Euro super chat for our number one Austrian Jet fan. That gets him to 51 raffle tickets so far this month. So thank you, our number one Austrian Jet fan, for this. His comment is, first season, we're not the offseason champs. That is true. Normally, we are undefeated at this time of year. There's the optimism of a staff hire or, we have like a lot of picks. Like you would think that we would be in position to be an offseason champ. 4 picks in the top 44, millions upon millions in free agency. You would think, Austrian Jet fan, and obviously that has not been the case. Definitely not. No, that has not been the case at all. Emotional damage. That guy from Instagram. Yep. Emotional damage. That's where we're at. Wow. All right, we're gonna open up the phone lines and we'll take some venting. We'll take a little bit of everything. I see we have Jake Asman in the chat. Nice. Good to see you, Jake. Thanks for chiming in. Very nice. Good to see you, pal. Yeah, Jake's down at the Senior Bowl. Good for him. I was watching some of his content, so shout out to Jake. It's cool to do those live events. So we'll eventually have to bring Boy Green Daily on the road. That'd be cool. Going to the Senior Bowl and the Combine, a Super Bowl. I mean, whoa, that'd be super cool. I have not taken the show on the road. That'd be awesome. We'll see if we can do that. Yeah, the chat is having quite a time, I see. All right. Well, we have 400 people in the room. Like the video. Hit subscribe, baby. We're going to play a quick cap timeout. We'll welcome your phone calls next. Oh, this should be interesting. Next on Boy Green Daily.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Boy Green, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. All right. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone, J-E-T-S, Jets. Boy Green, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. All right. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Nice. Offense, offense, defense, special teams. Watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Let's go!
Oh, boy. Jets. Jets. Good Lord, have mercy on my soul. All right, the phone lines are open, folks. That is a pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. Again, we have 400 people in the room here on a beautiful January 28th. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to enjoy the show, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, the replay, or, of course, the audio-only version of the show. Again, we have 49 likes, but over 100 people in the room. So, folks, make sure you hit that like button. That's how this Jet show gets in front of other Jet fans out in the universe. All right. By the way, here's this. Before we go to the phone line, just one more comment. In the middle of all this morass, right? A lot of people are saying, what the hell is going on with the Jets? NFL insider Diana Rossini said, folks, they've got a plan. They've got a plan. So there's a saving grace, Jet fans. She said, whoa, like after Tanner got fired, she went, hey, folks, the Jets have a plan. And that takes me back to my favorite movie, Tommy Boy, where Chris Farley says, I've got a plan. And then David Spade goes, yikes. So they've got a plan. We'll see if it's any good. All right, let's go to the phone lines, people. Again, that's youtube.com/boygreen25. Wherever you're watching, you have to be watching on YouTube to be able to call into the show. That's a pinned comment on YouTube. It is, what's today? A Wednesday. Ah, yes. It's his day of the week. It's the Chef Kevin Gilbert Show, baby.
What up, BG? How you doing, man?
Hey, I was going to say excellent because that seems like that's my go-to catchphrase, but there's been better days. Yeah.
Did you say egg excellent?
Oh, yes.
Coffee club?
Yeah. See. I'm always thinking. That is it. What's up, Chef? Good morning.
Hey, good morning, man. Shout out, number one Austin Jet fan. Shout out to the coffee club members, those espresso, double shot espresso.
Yeah, 100%, baby. Brand new YouTube membership group. It's very nice. Yeah.
I gotta figure it. I couldn't do it on my phone, so I gotta figure that out.
Okay. No, that's all right. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Johnny
Boy, Indy Jets, man. Get better, man. We thinking about y'all.
Yes, sir.
What is this? Man, I don't want to start off on the wrong foot.
Of course.
But wait, Jon Gruden, did I hear this right? We asked him for it, and we asked him if he wanted the job as an OC?
Yep, apparently this
It's
guy.
Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed, too.
Yeah, apparently it's unclear exactly what role they asked him, but I would only assume that it had to have been as the offensive coordinator, basically. Like the play caller, the Graham Poobah, as Aaron Glenn apparently referenced it, the head coach of the offense. So I can only anything less than that feels very insulting because, Jon Gruden has a Super Bowl ring on his finger and Aaron Glenn is 3-14 as a coach. So anything less than that would have been very insulting to Jon Gruden, I imagine.
Gruden needs to be the head coach. What is it? Yo, it's so embarrassing, dude.
Yeah.
He's a quarterback, dude. Hell
yes.
No. You want me to be the OC or what? Like with who? Dude, with who? Listen to that's a joke. I wish that never could. So is that another leak? Was that
Yeah, that was from Zach Rosenblatt. He reported it. So definitely a leak. That's definitely yeah, that's that. I would assume if I'm AG, that's information I would have not liked to get out because it's going viral. It's the last time I checked, Zach Rosenblatt's tweet had 5 million views. So yeah, that's more dunking on the Jets. I'm sure is not what they sought after. And here's the problem: that more of it may come out. According to all these reporters, the Jets spoke to multiple veteran names. So either the names that are in consideration are going to come out, or the names that rejected the Jets are going to come out, and it's only going to get worse. So, yeah, not ideal, Chef. Not ideal.
You think AG's making the phone calls?
Yeah, I don't know who else is making the phone calls for like a Chucky. Like it's not Woody. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who else is making those calls. So I would assume AG. I wonder how that conversation went. Yeah. Bring. AG, who the hell? And Jon Gruden picking up that phone call. I have no idea what that looks like. So, yes, I would assume AG. Yeah.
I haven't really got a lot to say, man, to be honest. I'm just baffled by
Yeah.
the fact that we even reached out to him
Yeah,
for
that's
something
desperation.
lesser than a head coach.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
he should have man, come on. What is this, man? The like yo, it's so hard to get past that piece in the
Yeah.
morning. I saw your thumbnail. I'm like, hell nah. Your show was already starting, so that's why I asked. I missed the first part of that, but I'm
No,
like,
that's okay. Even me, I'm still in disbelief. Last night, I was hanging out with my beautiful family. I love my family. I'm hanging out with them. We're doing this late birthday stuff because my daughter didn't want to do her cake, and her birthday was a couple days ago. And we finally get to do her cake. Woo! Blow the candles out. It's great. And then we're about to watch a show, and I get a ding on my phone. I'm like, huh? Jon Gruden rejects the Jets. What the fuck? And then I'm like, honey, hang on a second. Let me go to my computer. Let me make sure this isn't fugazi, some fake nonsense.
mhm.
And I check it. I'm like, holy shit, this is real. Honey, give me a second. I got to do some work over here. And then I went to bed. And I'm like, oh, that was a funny joke. Hakshu. Wake up. I'm like, Jon Gruden rejected the Jets. And so apparently it was real. Yeah.
Like, but this is the thing, man. I said this before when the Tanner stuff came out, when they released all. I told you he was fired.
Yeah.
All right, it's what do you expect, man?
Of course.
And now what? We have this supposed cap space, all this money.
That's true.
Yeah. You see, so you literally just said money, greed, all that. These are the type of players we're gonna get. These are these locker room guys we're gonna get.
Here's the thing, by the way, I haven't said, but like it might be worth bringing up here. It's like, so, okay. So over the weekend, they bring in Wink Martindale for an in-person interview. AG says, I said some of this, but AG says to Wink, apparently, according to the Connor Hughes, he says to Wink, hey, actually, I want to hire you as a DC, but I want to call plays. AG says to Wink. And Wink apparently is like, what? Yeah, I don't think so, pal. And they're going back and forth. Now, Connor Hughes says that Wink is not just like Wink was apparently he didn't accept the job, obviously, at this point, but he hasn't declined the job. And the reason why, according to Connor Hughes, is that if the money's right, according to Hughes, Wink might still take the job because he's so desperate to get back in. And me hearing that, like this is just a money grab for Wink, that makes me not want Wink anymore. That he would he would even come in here not to call plays. He's like, I got a 3-year fully guaranteed deal or something. Yeah, sure. I'll show up and get in here and just collect a bag. Yeah, that made me feel icky about potentially Wink being the guy as it just being a clear money thing. But maybe I just have to be realistic because maybe that's how people are going to come here is just bags of money. I don't know.
Who else is interviewing Wink as a DC?
No one.
So what are we doing?
Don't know.
What do you do? What this is what I keep trying to tell you, man. Like, can you just help me out, man?
Sure.
What has Aaron Glenn said so good to you that's resonating you to believe that this is going to work?
I watched the introductory press conference. I didn't watch the whole thing, pillar to post. That's too long. But I watched clips from it where he just talked about knowing the pain of Jet fans and saying, "I'm here to fix it." And just re-listen to some of those clips. And we're built for this shit. Buckle your seatbelt. That apparently was a warning, not a hey, let's go buckle your seatbelt. We're about to have fun. It's like, oh Jesus, buckle your seatbelt for your own safety. Apparently was what AG was saying. But no, I re-listened to some of those clips and it just relit that fire because, like, it didn't feel good to be a Jets fan yesterday. So I rewatched some of those and sort of rekindled that little spark of a flame in me. Like, AG wants to turn this around. He wants it so bad. Now, just because you want something isn't enough. You can't just wish, and something just magically happens. It takes hard work. But that people ask me, why the hell am I still like, if there's a line in the sand and everyone's over here and on this side is AG and Boy Green, the reason why I'm just still staying over there is like, damn it. He wants to do this. He really wants to. And I want him to want to. So that's it.
So basically from the press conference,
yeah,
without even having practice yet, no preseason, no regular season. You was already bought in, and you're still bought in from that. There has been nothing throughout this whole season that you could be like, yeah, I feel really good with what AG just said. There's literally nothing. You're going back to the press conference.
Yes, for the most part, right. There wasn't a lot that he said during the outside of holding the rope and just believe and just like sort of repeating that over and over again. There hasn't been a lot that he's just said with his mouth that I've been like, yeah.
You
And
think
there
he told
hasn't
his
been.
coaches this stuff too? Like, yo, believe, don't let go of the. You think he's told the coaches as
I,
well?
I assume he uses the same catchphrases with us that he does them.
And then he
I
fires them. And then he's like,
well,
yo, believe me. And now here's a box. Here's a cardboard box. Get your stuff. Get out of here. This is it,
that's
yo.
that's true. That doesn't. Yeah,
I don't
that's
believe anything that con artist has to say. I don't believe
that's
nothing.
fair. Yeah.
Nothing. What is he telling me, us fans, to make us believe? What you're the leader of the truthers, and you're basically going
Yes.
back to the press conference when he first started. There's nothing. Come on, oh
The
man,
thing
I
I
don't know,
like is that
yo.
he never lost the locker room, you know? So like that
What do you mean?
what do
Yo,
you
he
mean?
completely lost it. Quinnen was the first to
Well,
say, yo, that's it.
Quinnen, it's hard to say whatever was going on with Quinnen, but like his players, you know, when they were in the locker room, they continued both on record and off record to all the beat reporters said that we still believe in this guy and that they were there. They didn't just turn when they were doing player exit interviews. If they would have, as Woody was a part of those and everybody else, if they would have said, "Oh boy, this fucking AG guy," I think they might have moved on from AG. Sort of like Harbaugh, when over half the team said, "Yeah, I think not." In the Ravens, they said that was a big part of them saying, "All right, time to go." But apparently, the players spoke up for AG during those exit meetings. It has to say something, I think.
Yeah, because it's a business, it's a job. What, you're gonna talk crap about your boss?
Behind the scenes, confidentially, maybe.
These exit interviews are happening with them. It's happening with the coach. It's happening with Mooj. They're just
Yeah.
not talking to whoever assistant,
Well,
a
yeah, I
HR
can't.
lady. They ain't doing that.
That's fair. I don't have the sourcing to know when Muji says he talked to the players. Did he get to talk to all of them individually? Was it with AG in the room?
I would
I would
hope.
assume it would have to be
I would
individually
hope.
because, like, if I'm a player, there's no way I could tell AG the truth to his. Well, sometimes there are people in this world that don't give a shit. They will tell some of the truth, whether they
Garrett
like it or
Wilson,
not. Yeah, yeah,
G5,
sure. Right,
leader
right.
in
Yeah,
London, getting in his face. Those are
yeah.
signs telling you that there ain't no leadership. There's not no real leadership. Being afraid to score points, taking the ball, trying to score before the half, a couple
Yeah.
games in.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah.
Garrett's our leader, not this fool.
I hope Garrett's here forever. I saw silly tweets on social media saying Garrett's going to request a trade by week 2. I absolutely hope not. I want Garrett Wilson. I want G-Dub. I want him to be here forever. Lifetime contract. I don't want him to go anywhere. And hopefully we can support him with much better players on offense.
All right, man. Before I get, because I don't talking about the Jets, man. Like I feel my blood pressure, man. Like
Yeah, I
it's
feel you there,
morning
man.
time. Like
Sure.
I wanted to hear something positive. I
Yeah.
wanted to hear something, and you're going back to a press conference when he's talking about, hey, buckle up. He says it's gonna get worse before it gets better. This is what he's saying, man.
Here's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
I couldn't imagine, like, in a scenario where you could think of worse situations happening. I couldn't draw this up. I couldn't. And Steve Harris, he's still in consideration for it. He wasn't one of the people let go.
Oh, Chris Harris. Yes. Yeah.
Yo, man, if I said his name wrong, I don't care. That guy, he all smiling and cheesing. Yeah, we're gonna get this right. Yo, man, like, I'm befuddled, man. I really don't know what to say. Right, like,
Of course.
what can you say at this point?
I think it's less about faith and belief. I think for Jet fans, it's going to be results. Who do you hire at this position? Who do you hire at this position? Who do you sign? It's going to be less about noise. Now, AG and Muji will speak in a month, give or take, at the Combine. That'll be their next media availability. And boy, they're going to have a lot of questions to answer.
They're not going to. It's the plan. This is what they said. Yo, the plan.
Sure.
What's the plan? The plan is to get rid of all the coaches you hired,
Mm-hmm.
but Yo, a month after the season was done, our season was already cooked. We all knew this.
Yeah.
And now we're asleep behind the wheel with getting these coaches out of here. You knew what changed. What changed? Yo, these Cancun whatever trips and all that. What you getting done? What, you on a laptop keeping your feet in the sand? Doing what? Thinking about who? Yo, if Gruden would have took that job, man, he would have been next in line, man.
That's what people are saying. He would have been the interim coach by week 3.
Yo, yo, I would love to hear that whole stuff. We're not gonna get the whole truth and all that,
Right.
but man, we hire the wrong guy, man. All this stuff, even the truthers as yourself can't even spin this in a direction for.
Yeah, how can you not be wavering after everything you've seen? There's no question about it.
And then the quarterback. We need a quarterback.
That we do.
That's one of the reasons why Gruden ain't say whatever. And this is,
probably
we were speculating, hearing it for first time a half hour ago.
Yeah.
Like what weapons? What weapons? You think
Garrett,
Brees is gonna
G-Dub, baby?
That's it.
Maybe Brees.
With Brees, I'm saying Brees. He yo, man. I'm one of the biggest Brees guys out there.
All right.
With what he's seeing with all this turnover, he's gonna have to learn a whole nother playbook. What another quarterback handing him the rock? How many scrubs at the quarterback position have handed this guy the rock, saying, "Hey, yo, figure this out"? With the busted line.
I remember all the quarterbacks that are from Garrett Wilson passes, but I don't know if I remember all the quarterbacks that have handed off to Brees Hall. That's a good trivia game. I'll have to think about that one.
No, it's scary, man. And then it's like, oh man, Brees isn't explosive like he was. Yo, what are we giving him? What schemes? We can't throw the ball. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna stack the box.
Probably.
I don't give a damn about all of that stuff. Oh, looking at the analytics, actually, when the Jets were running the ball, they wasn't really stacked. Man, I don't want to hear that stuff. Watch the game. They all know. They all know we running the ball. Because guess what? That's what AG said in that press conference he was talking about. We gonna run the ball. He shouldn't have said a goddamn thing. Why does he even talk? Just hide. I'm gonna unlock Fields.
He did say that. Yeah.
Yo, it's going the opposite direction. It's like everything he's saying throughout the whole season. BG, you couldn't give me anything to like hang my hat on. Like, hey, chef, you're thinking about it wrong. Glass half empty. Like, yo, listen to everything that he was saying. Yo, there's nothing, man. He got rid of all of his peoples, all of his coaches, and there's no coaches left on the staff. Banjo, that's it. Yo, if Banjo becomes head coach, you think we're gonna be happy?
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Who wanna fly with
Who want to fly? We're going to find out this offseason. Coaches who want to fly in first class, some players who wants to fly, because we have available seats on this plane. Yeah.
Yeah, your boy took the first flight he could out of here. Fly on the damn vacation. Who want to fly? Yeah, he's the first one. He's the first one to board and go on vacay. What the hell is this stuff?
Yeah,
You sound like a politician.
Yeah.
Once it gets to the office, we're gonna work hard, countless nights, this and that. My man got a cocktail in his hand, man, with an umbrella, pineapple, cherry, all that good stuff, man. How are you gonna work? How you want to work? Where's the improvement? What's the plan?
I'm unsure of that plan. Hopefully, we'll be informed more of that at the combine during Glenn and Muji's media availability.
Hey, man. Please help with this positivity stuff, man, because
we'll do.
I sure as hell need it. Us Jets fans need it.
Damn straight. Chef, you're the best, baby. Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
You, man. Have a good one. Stay warm.
There he is. Good advice, by the way. It's cold as hell here. Thank you. 400 people in the room. I see we have some more super chat action. Let me catch up on that. Then we'll get to the phone lines. Let's go to Mac Attack, Mahar Khalil, baby, with a YouTube super chat here on the program. Appreciate all the support thus far. Yes.
Wow.
Do I think AG will survive the offseason? Well, I mean, there's been a lot of crazy surprises so far, but as many people, and we'll take all the calls. I don't filter calls like, oh, I don't think this person agrees with me, so he doesn't get on the show. No, I welcome all people on the show, A to Z, doesn't matter. You agree or disagree. I don't judge. It's let's have conversations. I don't know how many. I see we have a lot of phone calls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, wow, we have 10 people that are waiting. So I'll get to all of you. But I think even I don't know. It's not like people. It's not like Squid Games where you wear the X or the circle on your shirt, and I'm like, oh, there's an AG truther or not an AG truther. I don't know how all of you feel, but for the people that are detractors of AG that say, you got to fire him, he sucks. If Woody fired AG today, it would look even more dysfunctional. We'd be getting even more negativity. To fire him after all this, and now you fire him after all the decisions he's made. So I think AG will survive the offseason. The only caveat I always put on these sorts of things is if something scandalous happened, then all hell breaks loose. Anyone can be fired at any moment in that specific scenario. But in terms of all the dysfunction, Woody is pot committed, I believe. The conviction is there from the end of the season of like, hey, he's my guy. And I don't believe that a month after the season, AG is going to be fired, or at any point for that matter. Again, outside of something scandalous, I just don't see it. The Jets would look like the most dysfunctional mess of all time. Woody Johnson, in his 26-year history, has never fired a coach one and done. Not once. Not one time. He has now fired a coach mid-season. That's only happened once. It was Robert Saleh, but he's never fired a coach one and done in his entire career as the owner. I don't think he wants to start now. So, no, I don't believe so. I don't believe so. No. So, I think AG is just fine for now. And we'll see how the season progresses. Again, I would be surprised even if things go super shitty during the season, I'd even be surprised if they fired him mid-season because Woody had never done it before Saleh. And even that seems like clearly that was a mistake. So that would surprise me even if he got fired in the middle of next season, no matter how bad it got. But I guess you can never know because you never know how bad it can get, of course. So there you have it. But good question, Mac. But again, I believe he is safe. I believe he's safe. All right, let's go down the phone lines here. Bill, you're up next. Bill Aimler, good morning.
And to think I actually got out of bed for this.
Unbelievable. This team.
But by far the most ridiculous offseason I have ever seen as a fan of any team. I've never seen this ridiculousness.
And it's January. We're weeks after the season, for God's sake. So we've got months to go. Oh, boy.
I can tell you the media is going to be like, this is a clown show, people.
Oh, for
you
sure.
Want to see a circus? Here it is, New York Jets. Just
honk.
Amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a positive Jets fan too, but I'm telling you, this is crazy. This is crazy. I would not be surprised if Woody is the one who told AG to his face, well, you blame Wilkes for the failure of running your defense. So guess what? You are running your defense.
Yeah. And the other thing that gets me on this Woody thing is, man, with some of these decisions, it's hard not to think that he's having some influence, which would be bad news for Jet fans if that's true, because you don't want him to meddle. Whether you think AG is a clown or not, you don't want Woody meddling. You want him to trust his group. That's what he said he would do. Some of the reporting seems to suggest there may be some Woody influence happening here. And if that's true, that's not a good sign.
Yeah. It's just gotten to the point where we're like, are we interviewing Mickey Mouse now for the OC job?
I know. Oh my
God, we can have Donald Duck as the assistant DC. That would be that'd be funny to hear that voice.
I'm going to be fascinated when we get it in like 3 weeks or something. The New York Jets have announced their full staff, and I look through it and go, oh, wow. Oh, okay. Like, because that's what's going to happen. They're going to need that in place before the combine for sure. So they've got a couple weeks here to figure it all out. And sooner rather than later for them is probably best for business. So Oh my!
Yeah.
Hey, we got a lot more content to come. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm just hoping also that our fan base keep it civil amongst each other. Blame this whole mess on the Jets organization and Woody instead of getting on each other's case, because we're all going to have our own opinions, and we should be able to accept opinions that vary from our own. And the fact that what we have in common is the love of our team, and hope that eventually somebody figures out how to fix this goddamn mess. And hopefully it doesn't come down to our quarterback either being called Joe Willie or last name Namath. Because then it will confirm the curse.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are the kids? I didn't realize the little one wasn't in on the birthday cake idea, huh?
Yeah, that was sort of weird because she loves sweets. But so we're trying over the last couple of days. There's a lot of Jets work, so I'm like bouncing back and forth. But like we're trying to throw her a little party, nothing crazy, and the weather is crazy, so we couldn't even escape if we wanted to. So like very small. Me, my fiance, my 2 children, and then maybe my sister who lives like 45 minutes to an hour away. That was it. So a very, very small party. And she was just she was with the gifts. That part of it wasn't an issue. But for some reason, she didn't want to dress up in the shirts that my fiance made and the blowing of the candles and all that jazz. So eventually we all got it together yesterday, and it's a few days later. And then she was super into it, blowing candles out and everything. And that's when I said I saw the Jon Gruden update. I'm like, oh, dear God.
Hopefully she's not overhearing your podcast.
Oh
because that would sour any kid.
There's no doubt about it. So hopefully, hopefully she is sound asleep behind this wall right here. So hopefully she's not hearing any of this.
All right. Hope those walls are thick, pal.
That's a good question. I got to knock on that to see.
Oh my God. I wish everyone a wonderful day in spite of the craziness surrounding our team.
Thanks, pal.
Go Jets. Take care, BG. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate that. Nice Kiss shirt, by the way. I've seen Kiss in concert several times and love it. Better times. All right, back to the phone lines here. We've got EZ. Oh, wait. Let's read your note, EZ. Sorry. Here we go. AG epic failure. EZ, are you you brought up Frank Reich. That happened. You bring up Jon Gruden. That happened. So I think the only natural question is, what are the Powerball numbers tonight?
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed, too.
I think the biggest mistake this regime has made is letting AG stay. He has turned a dumpster fire into a shit show inside of a dumpster fire.
No, yeah, not good.
Take the shit show and put it in the dumpster and light it on fire.
Hey, there's a request from the audience real quick, EZ. They're saying EZ for OC. Are you available?
No, because I'm not qualified. If I was qualified, then I probably would, put my ticket in the hat, but no, I'm not qualified to call plays in the NFL. The only time I ever coached football was, when my son played a little bit of Pee-wee years ago, and it was just a little bit of fun. Now my beard is fucking green. What the fuck is he doing on my face?
I don't know what Snowball's doing.
He keeps changing it. First it was brown, then it was Snow White, now it's green. Yeah. That's cool, I guess.
But
I like the hat.
It's very nice.
Actually, I don't like that logo. I want the Klecko logo, the 80s logo.
Yeah, but we need you, EZ. We need you
or the Parcells logo. I either want that logo or the Parcells logo, the original NY where it says New York and outline.
Yes, I love that one. Yeah, we'll see if Snowball
I just wish we would go. I wish we would just go back to those classic jerseys. I think that's the identity of the Jets. Sure. That's when we were good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think Gruden would have taken the head coach job if they would have offered it to him, but he's not going to go play for this guy won a Super Bowl. He's going to play for a guy that can't get his head out of his own ass.
Yeah.
Who's fired, who had to fire. The only guy on this team that should have been fired is AG, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
And now I'm so excited, the high tones, I sound like fucking Sheldon because I'm like, I just do not understand. And I'm going to invoke and channel Jake Asman. What has AG done well? Nothing.
Good question.
He's done well. He's done one thing well. Chris Banjo. Other than that, everything has been an epic failure. He had to fire his defensive coordinator. He had to fire his quarterbacks coach. He had to fire his offensive coordinator.
That's true.
All these guys. We were picking at Joe Douglas because for his coaching picks and justifying him getting fired. Well, this guy's entire staff, yay, one player, has been a disaster.
Yeah, he fired his passing game coordinator. He fired his defensive line coach. He fired his linebackers coach. I mean, but Chris Banjo.
Okay, that's like saying he's a good coach because, hey, they did actually win one game.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, really, he hasn't done anything well, and I believe that there are a lot of coaches and a lot of players that are not going to want to come to this team because they already know that Aaron Glenn is a lame duck coach. They already know this. Nobody has confidence that he's going to turn this around. Nobody in the know. The players and the coaching staffs around the league. And I promise you, they're talking behind his back. They're not going to sit there at an exit interview. That's like going into human resources with your boss sitting there, and the human resources manager goes to you right in front of your immediate supervisor. So, is your boss a dick or is he cool? What are you supposed to fucking say?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Seriously. I mean, if you got called into when you were working at the radio station, if you kind of had a little bit of iffiness and you got called into the management staff and they started asking you questions about management, upper management, what are you going to say? Seriously, you got a wife, well, practically a wife, but it was fiance, two kids, a mortgage, car payment, insurance. You got things. Are you going to put your job in jeopardy just to badmouth someone?
I am not.
No,
I am not.
No, and there was a lot of discord in that locker room. I mean, Quinnen Williams come on, he was a captain. And when the captain on 3 separate occasions says, "Get me out of here."
Yeah.
I mean, he had been there through the thick and the thin. He loved Robert Saleh. He loved Saleh because Saleh was a real coach. Now, Saleh was basically cursed, just like Rex Ryan was, without having a franchise quarterback. Could you imagine the New York Jets under Rex Ryan if they had a franchise quarterback?
That would have been cool.
A bona fide franchise quarterback. Because Mark Sanchez was a decent enough game manager because he had a number 3 defense and he had a good O-line. I mean, look who he had. He had DeBrickashaw, Ferguson. O-line. I mean, he had
Damian Moore, Brandon Moore, and Damian Woody. Yep.
I mean,
Alan
right, and just, I mean, it was stacked, and that's what you need for a rookie quarterback. You need a solid defense, and you need a solid O-line with a couple of bits and pieces. I mean, he had Braylon Edwards. Braylon Edwards as a wide receiver.
Antonio Holmes, Dustin Keller. Yeah. He had Jericho Cotchery.
He had some really good players.
Of course.
Who's on this team right now? We have a halfway decent offensive line. Yeah. I would say they're a top 15 offensive line.
That's a good way to put it. Sure.
I'd say that. And they did that with continuity. Normally, teams that have continuity where everyone played every game, they're really more top 10. Top 7, top 5, if everyone stays together the whole time. So clearly there are some issues.
Yeah, definitely.
Now some of the sacking issues were that the quarterbacks were holding on to the ball too long because they weren't trained well enough to read defenses or in Justin Fields' case, just throw the ball and trust himself. He had no confidence in his ability to hit a receiver in the smaller NFL window. He just didn't do it. He was so conscious about not turning the ball over that he did a 3 and out, which is in essence turning the ball over. A 3-and-out is turning the ball over. I consider that a turnover. 3-and-out, that's a turnover because you're still deep in your end and you got a punt. And you're giving the other team the ball back, what, on the 30-yard line, maybe the 25 on average. So it's not like you get up to the 45-yard line, you punt, and you're pinning them inside the 10. I mean, Jets did that a few times, but for the most part, if you get the ball on the 35-yard line and you go 3-and-out, you're punting from the 30.
Yeah.
Or 27-yard. The punter is standing like at the 27-yard line if you're doing a 3-and-out. So 27-yard line, you figure average 45 to 50-yard punt, average 7-yard return. What's the net gain on that? I'm trying to do the math. But they're constantly giving the other team the ball back with plenty of time and not very deep. So they're not even able to facilitate the field. What is it called? Flipping the field.
Yeah, right.
You know, they're not even able to flip the field. And then, of course, the defense is constantly on the field, and they get tired. That's why our defenses looked sort of good in the first half, except for the end of this year, which they were just tanking, though. But for the most part, I'd say the first 10 to 12 games, the first half defense was good, and then they just got gassed, and they just lost every game in the second half. AG should have been able to have veto power over play calls on defense, which he didn't. He just let it go. There was a lot of discord. A lot of players did not like the system. A lot of players did not like Steve Wilkes.
It didn't seem that way, right?
No, they really didn't like him. I mean, it's not like they hated him. I'm sure they respected him as a man, you know, because he's been in the league, but they didn't like his defensive style. He basically, a lot of players were saying he wouldn't let them play with their instincts. He would basically said, you hold your gap. It was like with the British, you know, everybody lined up in 2 rows, one guy on his knees in front, the other guy standing up. In the meantime, they're getting pelted from the sides from the people that are just picking them off, and they're not allowed to duck and run or play any other style. And it's just, you can't do that. It's an emotional game. You have to play with your gut. You have to play with your speed, and it's just bad. But I do think that if we can get Frank Reich on offense or Jason Garrett, I love that suggestion of Jason Garrett because he was pretty good as an OC. If we can get, but I believe we're going to get Frank Reich. I'm hoping, but I don't know how AG is going to turn this around.
Yeah,
because if he's going to be doing play calling, what regular high quality NFL coach is going to want to be a defensive coordinator under him?
Chris Harris,
unless he picks
probably.
But that's it. But he's a rookie at it.
Yeah, right. He's only had 3 games of calling experience.
Done it. Yeah, I mean, it's once again, this team consistently goes the novice route, and the few times we went with a bona fide head coach, as in fucking Bill Parcells and fucking Rex Ryan. Those are the only 2 bona fide successful coaches in the NFL we've ever had on this team in the past 25 years, and both of those coaches led us to championship games.
It's true. It's accurate.
Nothing, and you know, you got to say, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, that's chaos. It's just chaos. So I admire you for being loyal.
Thank you.
And I admire you for, you know, wanting to see if AG can turn it around.
Sure.
But if you look at the evidence, like if you're in the jury room, in the jury box, if you're one of the jurors, and you're legitimately listening to all the evidence of the pros and the cons, and what has he done well, and how bad has he fucked up? And I'm talking including his dumbass statements to the press, because that's just not helping him.
It's definitely not.
I mean, Rex Ryan made some dumbass statements to the press. For sure,
definitely.
But he backed it up.
That's true.
He talked the talk, but he also walked the walk. To a certain extent, Robert Saleh, at least he was a little more buddy-buddy with the press. His defenses, at least, were walking the walk. His defenses were. He was cursed with not having a quarterback. But you look at any coach in this league, you don't have a good quarterback, you're just not going to be successful. It's just not going to happen. But I don't, and now you have a rookie head coach who couldn't get this defense right. And now you want to let him make these picks with Muji. Now, I have a little bit of confidence in Muji, but
sure,
I think this team would have been much better off since they already cleaned the house of everybody except AG. They should have just thrown him. In this case, I agree with throwing the baby out with the bathwater and just starting fresh. Throw the baby out with the bathwater, clean up that nasty ring around the edge of the tub, fill it with fresh water, and start again with veteran coaches who have proven experience and proven success, because that is the only thing that's going to get veteran players to want to come here and veteran coaches to want to come here. AG is already dead man walking, and that's why a lot of people don't want to come here, because they're afraid even if they come here and they do a good job, what's going to happen when AG gets fired at the end of the year for not doing what he's supposed to do? That means Frank Reich's got up and move back to where he was living now. All these other guys are going to have to move and change their lives around and stuff. And what do you think these guys want to come here for one season and leave their families at home and go to a hotel room or Airbnb for the whole season? It's not fair to ask these guys to do that.
That's fair. Wow. A lot of analogies there with the British and babies with bathwater, and you have to clean the ring around, and then, yeah. I always learn something after an easy call. I always do. Anywho, Hep's up next. Yep. Oh, you're holding on to the rope.
I'm holding on to the rope. Hey, fellas. How's it going? All right.
Jesus, what's up, Hep? Wow.
You know what? That's great. You know what? I was thinking of Gruden, and the whole thing about Gruden is dying to get back into the NFL. And with AG, you know, he's on a really short rope, so you can see the transition would be very simple for him to say, okay, you're going to do this, be the intern, and then, you know. So I saw I could see a path for him getting into the NFL that way, and for him to say no, that's really like, what's that about? Is that ownership? Why did he say no?
Well, I will only again, the Jon Gruden thing is of course embarrassing that he rejected us, but the one thing I will say is a couple years ago, he was offered the offensive coordinator role with the Saints, and he said no. Right. So he had another chance to get back to the league. And the only thing he's done in the NFL since his, how do I put it, unceremonious exit 5 years ago was he was a consultant with the Saints. So like a more informal, less pressure, like he just, you know, like, hey, you know, your advice on things. I don't know what his full job description was, but he was offered the Saints offensive coordinator job a couple years ago, and he rejected that too. So yeah, I don't know. I figured that Gruden was, you know, hot to get back in the league, and by almost any means necessary. But obviously, this Jets rejection and Saints rejection, I guess, would say something different. So I'm not sure. That's weird.
I don't think that reflects on AG. I think that reflects on Woody, the Gruden saying no.
Sure, yeah.
Because, you know, I would even come into this knowing what the situation is, saying, oh, well, I have a good chance of becoming the next head coach of the Jets then.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's crazy. So I don't know what's going to happen now. I don't know. As I said, we keep getting, it seems like since we hit the bottom, it seems we keep going one floor down.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're going to go from here. What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, again, that's where I thought we were reaching a conclusion on the DC search. Again, whether you like Wink or not, and that seems to be sort of a polarizing guy in the audience, or Jim Leonard, my guy that I wanted. It seemed like one way or the other, they were going to get one of those guys over the 48 or 72 hours that obviously has passed now that we're on a Wednesday. So it looks like Leonard's going to likely go to Buffalo, which sucks that I'm going to have to see him twice in the division. And then the Wink stuff, it seems up in the air at this point if that's even going to come through. So, you know, who the hell is going to be the DC? That's, you know, where I'm sort of at right now on that. And then we'll see how quickly they can figure out this offensive thing. I think the one thing to hopefully calm down Jet fans a little bit is the Jets were getting clowned yesterday for a lot of things, but they were getting clowned like, oh, wow, they're starting their OC search at the end of January. What idiots. And several insiders said, well, technically, sure, their search officially started today or yesterday rather for the search, but unofficially they've been looking at guys the entire time. Now this sort of just cleans it up. They're looking for an OC. They don't have this sort of dance around. Yeah, Tanner's going to be there, but don't worry about him. He's just going to be in the room. Now Tanner's not in the room at all. So now it just seems sort of like a more clear picture from that perspective.
It looks like the NFL is blackballing the Jets, and I guess you think we're going to have to go to the college ranks to try to get people.
I mean, that could totally be in the mix potentially. Again, and that's one we haven't talked about on the show before, but I talked about two paths that AG could do. If I'm AG, my pitch to these two types of individual. Again, the old guy, Wink Martindale. You want to push that sun into the sky one more time, old man? We'll get you back in the league. And maybe for Wink, he's like, yeah, baby, I want to do this. I'm desperate to get back in the NFL. Let's go. Or the super young guy who's he hasn't gotten his shot yet. Maybe he's worked around some good coaches, but he just hasn't gotten a chance. And the Jets provide him a chance to be a play caller. And there's only 32 of these in the league, 32 offensive coordinator jobs, 32 defensive coordinator jobs. And as shitty as people think the Jets are, that's a multi-million-dollar, high-profile New York position. Maybe that would work. And then you've presented a new option on the bingo card that is interesting, and that's what about a college guy who sort of is more in that second waters I was just swimming in, but a college guy getting his chance to jump to the pros. Maybe he's just been mired at South Dakota State, wherever this guy is, and he gets a chance to go to the big leagues, and maybe that launches him somewhere else. So sure, college could be another world the Jets swim in and sort of look around. If you're AG, you've got nothing to lose now. Everyone hates your guts, and everyone thinks you're incompetent and an idiot. So literally now, when you reach sort of a point of no return, you've got nothing to lose. Everyone, for the most part, everyone thinks AG's an idiot and a loser, and he's going to get fired anyway. So now you have the freedom to hire whoever the hell you want. But now it takes two to tango. But see if you can lure a creative name in. Creativity is probably where I'd go if I was AG at this point.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, Hep. Thank you. Wow, that I did. By the way, when I pulled Hep up on the phones, I didn't know. I didn't see him immediately, but I said, "Oh, maybe he's going to run over. He's having coffee." And I put him on. I'm like, "Oh Jesus! Oh good Lord, this got dark. What a dark twist that was. My God. Wow, wow. All right. Before we go to the phone lines, our boy EZ has joined the Boy Green Espresso Club, baby." And that is a bonus 5 raffle tickets for our guy E Bleepin' Z baby. It's great to have you on here. Easy, welcome to the show.
Number 44.
Woo! 44, that's me!
Get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts.
Woo! Give me some!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking just football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Fucking day. You're talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Day. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow.
Sorry about that, folks. So congrats to God, I almost threw up there. EZ becoming a Boy Green Espresso Club member. So double espresso shot EZ. You get 5 bonus raffle tickets for joining the next level. Again, if any of you in the audience would like to join up to our new YouTube membership level, feel free to do so. Again, that is the Boy Green Espresso Club. And our first Boy Green Espresso Club live stream will be coming up on Saturday night. So, folks, good luck out there in the universe and easy. You're up to 9 raffle tickets. Again, you get a bonus 5 raffle tickets automatically when you join the Boy Green Espresso Club, which is only $5.99 a month. Again, you guys get a sweet deal with that. So easy. Welcome to the Boy Green Espresso Club, baby. Back to the phone lines. It's happy for Tanner. Poor BG. It's Alon joining us here on the show. Alon?
Good morning, Paul. It's been quite a whirlwind for you for the last couple of days. I've seen some of these shorts.
Sure, yeah.
The emotions up and down and up and down. And I remember the other day I talked about having an intervention for you, Paul. I think
did.
Today's the day, Paul.
Okay.
Paul,
all right.
Paul, what do you think? I know you are Mr. Positivity. You are the definition of a Jets mark. You really are, right?
Okay.
Honestly, when you saw the news yesterday that Tanner was gone, and again, people don't agree with me. I think this was mutual. I think Tanner basically told the Jets to F off, and there was a mutual parting of the ways. I know they spun it as the Jets firing him, but I think Tanner wanted to leave. Again, he didn't want to play second fiddle to nobody.
That makes the most sense. If you logically think of how that would have happened, that apparently by all reports, AG wanted to keep him. And Tanner's like, man, do I want to be demoted and embarrassed and just hang around but not be the guy? And then someone else is going to take my job and I have to watch. Like, it's very weird. So no, while it has been dressed, depending on the reporter you follow, as a firing, I do believe mutual from like Tanner wanted to leave and the Jets are like, well, I guess we might as well let him go. So like a granting of release, however you want to put it.
Paul, I know you've been positive throughout this whole ordeal. I guess you can call it like that.
Yeah.
Has this become like the lowest point of the offseason for you, honestly?
Of just this offseason, you mean?
Or I mean, there's many off seasons, but I'm talking about you've been such a big AG supporter and you want this thing to go through. And again, I had asked you in the past, is the reason why you're so supportive of AG being that he was an ex-Jet? Because again, if AG was an ex-Saint, I don't think you'd be so adamant about keeping him.
But it's possible. It's possible.
Because the idea, because what is going on at One Jets Drive is something you have never really seen before. It's just a revolving door, honestly. And I spoke to Frank yesterday offline.
Yeah, Frankie. Yes,
I did. He's such a good dude.
Love that guy.
I had brought this up before. I know people don't want to listen to Woody usually, but it's time for him to come forward and open his mouth, because him sitting behind the scenes is honestly making this whole ordeal worse. Honestly,
although have you seen the Terry Pegula press conference? Maybe not.
I understand that. I do, but Pegula's lucky because he has number 17 as quarterback.
That's
big
true.
Difference. Big difference. I don't think there's a 17 walking into this building anytime soon. Okay?
That's unfortunate. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's why Joe Brady took the job. Joe Brady didn't take the job because he was enamored with Terry Pegula. Trust me. Okay.
That's probably true. Right.
Yes. So it's time for Woody just to open his mouth and face the bullets. And if he is gung-ho on supporting Glenn, I think the fan base actually needs to hear it, because right now you just hear whispers in the back that there's division between the player personnel people and the ownership group. And you look at what's going on with ticket sales. Can you imagine those phone calls throughout the last few weeks? I mean, can you imagine how many people have hung up the phone on these people? Poor guys, poor girls. But
yeah, it looks like, by the way, Woody isn't set to speak for at least 2 months. The league, again, he can speak whenever he wants, of course, but scheduled appearance is 2 months from tomorrow is the annual league meeting. So that is when he would next available to speak.
Paul, do you think it's time to hear from Woody, honestly, about what's...
To be candid, so to answer your first part of like, is this the lowest point? Yes, because I'm more confused now that, like, when AG said there was this magical plan at the end of the season, I'm like, all right, there's a plan. Let's go. And again, this plan has seemingly been this amorphous plan that's sort of adjusting and changing on a moment to moment basis where, oh, we know who they've got a process. They interviewed a bunch of guys. Now they're on the next level of the process. They're picking finalists. No, wait, now they're back to the first round. Oh, okay. Oh, now Tanner's fired. All right. So yeah, so I'm very confused by the process. To go on the Woody thing, of course, I would love to hear from Woody. I would have loved to hear him from the end of the season. Rich talked about it on his podcast a month ago that, Woody could come out at the end of the season, just give an emphatic, if that's what he believed, and obviously he does because AG's still here. Like, AG's our guy, he's got a plan, and here we go. Because the last time that Woody had spoken was October, and he did give a huge vote of confidence to Woody and to AG, excuse me, and he blamed Justin Fields and everything else. But that was back in October. We're about to get to February here. It was a long time ago. So yes, I would love answers from Woody. That's content for us, and that's, I think, truth for the fans, because we're going through some doldrums right now. To hear the owner give us some answers or some insights or some hope or something, I don't know what would be represented. Yes,
I mentioned this before. I thought it was important for the organization to control the narrative.
Yes,
and unfortunately the media is absolutely, it's become like the National Enquirer right now for the Jets. And the media is just having a field day because they don't know who to reach out to. Honestly, you want somebody within the organization that's not AG to open his mouth and just say something. You haven't heard anything really from Muji. You haven't really heard anything from Woody. And you're just letting your head coach get rejected. And you just want to say something. You want to hear something. And I know people don't want to listen to Woody usually, and I'm one of them. I honestly, I don't really care what comes out of his mouth. But this could be, I was around for the Kotai days, and Kotai, I actually was lucky. I was a writer then, and I got to go to the Kotai press conference at Hofstra, and people just laughed at that one. They knew that was never going to work. But the idea that Glenn is just sitting there by himself, just getting humiliated on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, and no one is throwing the hook just to pull him away within the organization. They're just letting him float. And they're allowing the media just to make the Jets look like a bigger laughing stock than they usually are.
Yeah.
As an AG guy that you are, and as a Jet mark as you are,
sure,
there's nothing positive that's going to come out in the next few weeks or the next few months unless someone within the organization that's not named AG says something. Do you agree? I'm trying to be honest about this. It's sad what's going on. And again, I wanted Ben Johnson last year, but out of the shitty candidates that the 33rd team came about, I was fine with Glenn. I didn't realize that Glenn was going to come out and be so cocky and cantankerous with the press. And he was. He just came out and just acted like an asshole. And at the end of the year, he was like a mouse. You just want someone to say something within the organization. You want culpability within the organization. You don't want it from the press, because now the press is having a field day because they can say whatever they want and there's really no pushback from the organization. There's nothing else you could say positively. You want to be honest. You want to be straightforward. But until somebody of higher status within the organization opens their mouth and gives their full support of Glenn and say, this is our plan with Glenn. We had a 2 or 3 year plan with Glenn. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. I'd rather hear that than just hear nothing. And right now it's the radio silence has been deafening throughout this organization. There's really nothing else to say. I know you're a huge Jet mark and you want to see the glass half full, but even you at this point, there's definitely leaks in your armor when you want to be positive. And at least you could say one thing, at least Jim Leonard is most likely going to coach in the division. You should be excited about that. He is.
That is man.
Well, one final. I want to hear from. I want you to say one more thing. Can you just try to be say something positive without laughing?
Before I can do that, I just have to say the amount of updates that came in such a short period of time of Jets have reopened their DC search. Tanner Engstrand is fired. Jim Leonard is the leading candidate in Buffalo. And oh yeah, you got a show to start at 3:00. That was a whirlwind of shit that I'm like, what in the name of everything that's holy? All right, can I say something positive without laughing?
Because this is your intervention moment right now. This is your opportunity to tell your fan base that things are going to be okay, even though honestly, in the back of your mind, I don't think you believe it. But
we have 4 picks inside the top 44.
You don't think they're going to blow? So if Glenn, knowing that he might be gone after next year, you don't think he's going to go nuts and maybe draft the Ty Simpson maybe 40 picks too early? You never know.
I mean, I just did that. What for people that have not seen the latest first draft podcast of Mel Kiper? So Mel Kiper does a mock draft, and then they break it into 2 pieces, like top 10. Obviously, the Jets pick 2, and then the other half of the draft. And the other half of the draft had Mel Kiper taking Ty Simpson with the 16th overall pick, and I'm like, oh boy. And then I'm like, well, let me hear the conversation. They had like a 15-minute conversation. It was actually a large part of their podcast about the debate of Mel Kiper explaining why Ty Simpson. Field Yates had some pushback. Greenberg on what the plan should be or shouldn't be if they draft Ty Simpson. And it was a fascinating back and forth. Pros, cons, up and down, everything all over the place. And Field Yates' point was this. Will Ty Simpson be on the board at 16? Very likely that he's going to be available at 16. Field Yates says, based on everything he knows, that Ty Simpson is going to go somewhere between 16 and 32 in the first round, if everything goes normal on his pre-draft process, which he believes. So he says, if you're the Jets and you have your chance at QB2, who Field Yates apparently believes is QB2 in this class, do you take him at 16 or try to get cute and get him at 33? This is Field Yates talking. And again, to me, there's a lot I don't like about Ty Simpson, if I'm being honest. Sorry, tank for Ty guy out in our audience. I don't like that he's 23. I don't like that he has 15 starts. And I don't like the combination of those 2 items. Those 2 things I don't like. People say he's this sort of great processor, and that's a cool part of his game that's going to translate immediately, and that's sort of intriguing. If the Jets believe he's the guy, it's hard because there's an additional layer that you just talked about, right? Like, what's AG's actual job security? We know what it is in the social media streets. What is it really to Woody Johnson? Is AG really on this, like this hot seat is like in flames and it's burning AG's ass right now? And if so, would that affect his decision-making in the draft, to your point, where he does something because of the heat, not because of what's best for the organization? That's a legitimate fear. But again, we don't know the truth. Is he really on the hot seat or is he not? Only Woody Johnson knows the answer to that question.
But this will be my final point, and I'm going to go because I know there's other callers. But that is why Woody has to speak. That is why. And I know you don't want to listen to a lot of things he says, but that is why he needs to talk now. He has to. Woody has to open his mouth and come out in full support of this coach, even though 95% of the people, I'll say 95% of the people want this coach gone. The owner needs to come out and basically defend this coach somehow. He cannot allow the media to spin this hourly. We're not even going to say daily, hourly.
It is hourly.
It's sad, but Paul, it's been a pleasure. And again, I love your shorts, and I hope you're excited about Jim Leonard in our division because he's your guy. He will enjoy life in Western New York, and not far from you. You can take a visit. You and Jim can go to Bill's practice.
I will go to training camp this upcoming offseason.
You wanted him on the Jets, but you understand why he went to a real organization. You could say that, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm very happy for you that Jim Leonard, you get to see him face to face this year. But again, this is not going to end well unless somebody of higher authority opens their mouth. Have a good one.
There he is, Alon. Join us here on the program. We'll see if Woody decides to speak early. I'm not sure if they will. Oh, wow. Breaking news. A new Jets interview has opened up. 1 second here. Okay. The Jets have a new OC interview here. Okay, let's pull this up. Sorry, folks. I'm getting it from Adam Schefter. Okay, let's get some breaking news here on the show. The Jets are looking at a new name at offensive coordinator. I'll give you guys another name, too, that I think is also going to be in the mix. Here's this guy. Let me pull this up here. Sorry, the internet here. Okay. Yeah, it's the Cowboys tight ends coach. Let's, wow. Okay, this is a name I didn't have on my bingo card here. Here we go. Hit it. According to ESPN Info Insider Adam Schefter, the New York Jets will be meeting with Cowboys tight ends coach Lunda Wells. He is meeting with the Jets today for their offensive coordinator role. He has also met with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Washington Commanders. So Lunda Wells, I don't know who that is, but he is set to interview today for the Jets offensive coordinator position. So okay, a couple of names out there in the universe. All right, Lunda Wells. Wow. All right, the wheels continue to churn. If anyone knows anything about, it's Shoddy's tight end coach. That's another way to put it, Villette. Yes, Brian Schottenheimer's tight ends coach, Lunda Wells. Okay, Sal was telling me he was the head coach at the Shrine Bowl, I believe. Okay, yeah, this is new information, so I'll have to ask my dad about him. I don't know much about him. The Cowboys have had great tight ends in history, but I don't think Lunda was a part of Jason Witten action. But interesting. Okay, we'll circle back to that. I'll write a story about that here shortly. Back to the phone line.
Good morning, Paul.
Oh my goodness, are you playing?
I am.
Okay, yeah, good. Please. Do you have a tune?
I've got a new song. If you guys want to hear a snippet of it.
Oh, of course, please.
Okay, here it goes. It's called the 250th anniversary. My music puppy and I wrote this song.
Okay.
And nobody hasn't done this one before.
Okay,
so this is America's 250th birthday this year. So this is our celebration to him, and this is our country. This is our freedom. This is our whole entire state of America.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Yes, please.
Here we go. Let's talk about life, living in the pursuit of happiness. The year 1776. Let's talk about independence. We formed 13 colonies from Great Britain to be free and to get around thee.
Wow. Okay, a little snippet. Beautiful, wonderful job, Mr. Famous Fulton. Hey. Mr. Famous Fulton, that was so good. Do you think you could do an encore? Can you do that one more time?
Sure. Yeah, I would.
All right,
I would do that.
Phenomenal. Yeah, let's go. That was catchy.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, my music puppy and I are gonna recording in the studio coming up pretty soon.
All right, the studio, baby. Nice.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. And we're gonna record it, and hopefully we'll get it on email or something like that, or
that'd be cool. Yeah, please do.
Or a CD or anything. So
yeah,
this is America, and America is what we need to live for, and this is our country. This is the entire state, and this is our freedom. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Let's talk about life, living in the pursuit of happiness. The year 1776. Let's talk about independence. We formed 13 colonies from Great Britain to be free and together and lead.
Beautiful. Yes. I love the lyrics. That's great. Well, wonderful
Thank you.
job, Mr.
Yes.
Okay. Can't wait
Yep.
to hear
So
the rest of
nobody
that song.
hasn't wrote this song. So.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
I think we
It's
all
an
needed
original.
that. Well, it sounds it. You know what? I love that. Wow. Beautiful job, Mr. Famous Fulton.
Thank you, Paul. Yep. Got some stuff to do, so I better head off here. I gotta get ready for my appointment this morning and gotta get some shoveling done.
Okay, of course. Mr. Famous Fulton, that was legendary. Thank you.
Thank you.
Exactly what the doctor ordered, exactly what we needed amid all of this activity happening here on the show. All right, let's go next. Johnny Boy, Jets Worldwide.
BG, what's going on, man? Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Juega House. All right, very nice. Good
catch. A lot of shit going on, right?
Oh, my God. Apparently, yes. Jesus.
So I kind of heard what Alan was saying about the whole Woody Johnson shit. First off, I understand to a certain degree in what he's saying, but I do not want to hear from Woody Johnson whatsoever. The individuals that we need to hear from is Muji and from Aaron Glenn. That's who I want to hear from, regardless of what's going on. All these leaks that are coming out, how many people did we just fire?
How many people did we just fire? Let me make sure I get all of them right. I believe we fired 9 assistants. That includes 2 coordinators. So 9, I believe, is the current number.
So when you fire people or when you get fired, you're pretty pissed off, right?
Yeah.
So you could pick up the phone and start talking crazy nonsense and start leaking out stuff that was in-house for such a long time. So we're going to hear a lot more shit that's going to be coming out.
Sure.
Aren't we?
Yeah, probably. I'd imagine, yeah.
Look, man, it fucking sucks. It does. I mean, because we're right now the punching bag of the NFL and everything that's going on with us. And honestly, none of this shit matters until the new season starts for us and the Jets start to win. Who's going to be the OC? Who's going to be the DC? Who's going to be this? And let them dudes figure it out. And we're here for the rap. Dude has said it from jump. All right, we're built for this shit, and you're seeing it.
That's for sure.
Like, BG, you know I was not a Tanner guy.
You were not.
I was not a Tanner guy. Like, as much shit as I gave Breece Hall, this year, I feel like because of Tanner is the reason why Breece could have potentially had a way better year and a better season. I just feel like he was not utilized the correct way.
I agree with that.
With the tight ends that we had, same thing I feel like with the QBs. Yeah, I get the film shows the wide receivers are open because the DBs are like, look at that shitty ass quarterback and the plays that they're doing. They're not going to throw the ball at all. So yeah, they could get behind it. It'll never happen. Look, again, man, I don't know, dude. This is something that I've never seen happen before, but right. But Tanner needed to go.
Of course.
Wilkes needed to go. And they need to get this cat. Look, with this cat that's going on from Dallas and all that, isn't this have to
Londa Wells? Yeah.
Isn't this have to do with the whole Rooney shit? Because
could be. That's fair. Yeah. That could be right. Their plan could be. Let's just lay it straight. Their plan could be. We want Frank Reich. Geez. Now we got to interview a bunch of random guys to go back to the well we want to go to. That is totally possible here with this interview. He could be a legitimate name. I guess we won't know till we see who's hired, I guess. But yes, Londa Wells. Now, in fairness to Londa, he has interviewed. This will be his 3rd offensive coordinator interview this offseason. Now, it could be all for that same reason that you're implying. Or it could be because people like him. I'm not sure. The Cowboys tight ends have been pretty good with Jake Ferguson and company, so that's good. But yeah, it's a fair point. That could be the only reason they're talking to this guy, because I had never heard of him candidly before. And people were right. Whoever said the Shrine Bowl stuff earlier, he was on the Shrine Bowl staff. This week's Senior Bowl, last week was Shrine Bowl, and he was a part of that staff. I saw the picture of him holding up all the trophies. So yeah, he was the Shrine Bowl coach this past week.
And BG, and let's be honest, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I heard what's his name, what Alan was saying about Jim going to potentially the Bills, but it's not It hasn't happened yet, right?
It's not official. No, that's not right. He's the leading candidate, is how Adam Schefter described him.
So if we end up getting Big Jim and Frank over here, would you guys not say that's kind of some really good hires and get them away from what was it before getting? Wasn't Jim Leonard tied up to potentially the Giants?
Both jobs. The Green Bay Packers because that's his hometown and all that stuff, and then the Giants because of his relationship with Harbaugh. Both of those fell through. So right, maybe Buffalo could fall through too.
That's what I'm saying. So like we just don't know, and that's what's killing everybody in the media right now because they really don't know. Now you got these disgruntled ex-employees that are out here that are gonna be like, "Yeah, bro, I was there at the meeting with," because you know it's gonna happen. The whole Aaron Rodgers shit, and they're gonna start spinning that narrative in a sec, bro. Like it sucks, and yeah, these cats need to come out to put all this shit to bed itself. Yo, we fired Tanner because Tanner was shit.
Yeah, right.
That's why we fired him. Steve Wilkes, we fired him because he was trash. Okay, and we were about to have a mutiny amongst the defense with Wilkes because he was so fucking outdated in the type of schemes that he was putting on there. I never understood why Tanner's call plays during practice never translated into the game itself. Bro, at the practices, dude was constantly using tight ends. Never fucking happened. I never understood it. I was like, why Smart all of a sudden is never being used again? Oh, because he's injured. But was he really being injured? Or were you just trying to put in your guy in Ruckert? Or were you just really that dead on center and trying to make Ruckert him be that individual that you want as a tight end because he's your guy? Again, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I'll just tell you this. I don't understand. If you go to the social media streets, the Jets are getting laughed at for firing Tanner Engstrand because he wasn't the problem. Wide receivers open, all that other shit you were saying. And then I just go back to the Jets were bottom 5 in points. They were bottom 5 in yards. Justin Fields 4 times threw for under 60 yards. If Tanner Engstrand, was as halfway decent of a play caller and everything, that he made Justin Fields look as bad as Justin Fields has ever looked. Breece Hall was not getting targets in the passing game. That's a Tanner Engstrand problem. That's not a Justin Fields problem. That's how they're setting it up. You can't just blame it all on the quarterback because there were multiple quarterbacks in there. This isn't like people have compared this to Mike LaFleur a couple years ago. Oh, look, Mike LaFleur. Like Mike LaFleur, when other quarterbacks were in the game that weren't Zach Wilson, the offense looked really good. When Zach Wilson was in there, it looked like shit. That seems a lot easier to point at Zach Wilson, and that guy sucks. For the offense this year, when Brady Cook was in there, the offense sucked. When Justin Fields is in there, the offense sucked. When Tyrod Taylor was in there, the offense sucked. There was a consistency of sucking. So I don't get the caping for Tanner Engstrand. Did he show some signs? Sure, some signs, but not enough where I'm going to start losing sleep and having a show crying about Tanner Engstrand getting fired. If you didn't want to be fired, do better. You didn't want to get replaced as a play caller? Be better. That's my advice. I don't know.
I mean, exactly, but that's what exactly, right? Everybody's like, oh, Tanner, oh, but AG was, narrative's gonna come out. AG was the one that hired all these guys. Yo,
of course, that's true.
It's simple as this. He fucked up. Yeah. He thought that Tanner was going to be something in regard, but how are we going to believe him now? And all, dude's got a year under his belt. He took over a team that was on the decline. Okay, let's not forget about that. The fucking team last year was dog shit, and he got all these guys over here and whatever. Oh, but he sucked as a defensive coordinator over there in Detroit, and could look at the stats and stuff like that. I don't give a shit about that right now, man. That was Detroit. All right, fix it.
And also, I don't think people like he was going through all those injuries and has got those teams to the divisional round of the playoffs. So while some of those analytics on the surface don't look good, of like, oh look, he was actually terrible, I think it goes well beyond that. I think Aaron Glenn obviously did a good job in Detroit, or he wouldn't have been hired here. They didn't just hire him for some random reason. They hired him due to the success he had in Detroit. So we need to stop with all that.
Exactly, yo, and real talk, AG. Yeah. Has manned up to his shit and is pretty much saying that he's fucked up and he gets that and he's gonna fucking fix it. And there's we never got that shit from the past regimes itself. We never did. Yo, you know what we got? We got fucking Sam Darnold that was told he was gonna be the guy, and you were in our plans just to get fucking traded or let go or whatever the hell happened last time within like 2-3 days later of itself. So, yo, Rome wasn't built in 1 year, and it ain't gonna get built next year either. It's gonna be some fucking painful shit that we're gonna have to deal with and all that. You gotta hope he gets the right OC in here, the right DC that's gonna be able to put that. Look, do I think that the Wink situation that's going on right now is super weird in itself? Yeah, I think, but everybody has said that dude's character and personality is super strong itself. Maybe AG was like, yo, I know that you got this type of character. I know you're this, but guess what? This is my team, and this is how I'm gonna run it. Either you're with it or you're not. And dude was like, oh shit, maybe, I don't know. I need some time to think about it. Blah, blah, blah. Yo, he gives you the Wilkes vibes. Unfortunately, he does. Yeah. Will it be an upgrade from him? Possibly. I hope so. Right. I don't fucking know yet. All right. But I want Jim Leonard. Give me that young, fresh cat that's been doing it with shit on shit, and he's made something out of it. And then we could go from there. But that's my stuff, BG, that I just wanted to come on here, man, because it's been a lot on what's going on right now but for the love of God, please do not give Woody Johnson a mic, because that's just going to add so much more insult to the New York Jets, and be like, whose idea was it to give Woody Johnson a mic to get up there to talk about what's going on? Right? Moving silence. Keep moving on silence. Keep people guessing, because they have no fucking idea what the New York Jets are doing. Maybe the New York Jets don't know what the hell they're doing as well.
Could be.
We don't know. Possible. But BG, with that being said, look, man, I'm still rocking with Glenn. I still believe in Glenn. And this is coming from a guy that did not want Glenn in the very beginning itself. All right. Yeah. So
appreciate it.
Keep going, BG. We got this, man. It's tough waters right now that we're in.
Yeah, we'll get out of it. Appreciate you, Johnny boy. By the way, guys, make sure you support that channel. That is Jets Worldwide, all one word. A great fellow Jets content creator site with Johnny boy and Snowball. Let's get another phone call in here. We got 530 people in the room. Appreciate that. We're approaching 2 hours on the show. 150 people are watching. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. In case you just missed the breaking news coming in, let me throw that back up. The Jets are set to interview today Lunda Wells. He is the Dallas Cowboys tight ends coach. He's been coaching football for the last 20 years at the high school, college, and NFL level. He's been exclusively at the NFL level for the last 14 years. There in the NFC East with Giants and Cowboys. And so, yes, he's 42 years old. That's who they're speaking with for the offensive coordinator role. So he's a new name that's entered the proverbial octagon. We will see where that goes. So more info to come. We'll have an article up shortly on Heavy on Jets about that. Back to the phone lines, Troy.
Hey, guys. Hey, I think the new interviews with the OCs they have to do the Rooney Rule, right?
Correct. So, right. Johnny Boy mentioned this as well. So this could be a factor, right? So they were hot and heavy for Frank Reich. And now, because instead of just looking for a senior level assistant, they're looking for an offensive coordinator, the Rooney Rule changes. If it's just a senior person you're looking for, you have to interview one diverse candidate. If you interview an offensive coordinator, you have to interview 2 people. So long story short, just makes the process longer. So yes, Lunda Wells could just be a Rooney Rule interview, or it could be a new name entering the mix. So it's unclear what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was why that was an interview. I don't know his racial, ethnic of this London Wells.
Yeah, he would fit that. Yeah, let me just say that he would.
Why he got that interview?
So if that is the reason, that would be a reason for it. He is a minority, but yes.
Actually, I'm getting ready to go through kind of a hit and miss spell. I'm on the road right now, but real quick. Will we be interested in the Denver offensive coordinator that just got fired? We're firing people, but we get all kinds of haze from it. But They just fired their offensive coordinator, but it's okay. And also, would Rex Ryan, I mean, he would come and be the defensive coach, but would that excite anybody? Especially right now that what we're getting ready to go through.
Yeah, Troy, I know you're about to go through a troubled area, so I appreciate the call. Again, on Rex Ryan, we've talked about this before, Troy. I just don't think so. I don't think that happens. He just interviewed for the head coaching job last year. He wants to be a head coach for the Jets, and he loves the Jets. I just don't see him being a DC. He's interviewed for a DC job twice and almost 3 times. He interviewed for, speaking of the Broncos, he interviewed for their Broncos job with Sean Payton. He interviewed for the Cowboys DC job, and there was rumors he was going to interview for the Giants DC job. They went in a different direction. I don't think he would be the DC here. I think if I was Aaron Glenn, I'm not sure, and this is whether you'd like this or not, I don't think if I'm Aaron Glenn, I would hire Rex Ryan because, oh my God, he is more successful than me as a head coach. If things go south, people are going to be chanting his name. And so now those are not good reasons not to hire somebody. I'm just saying what would happen. And I don't know if he will. So, yes. I don't think that on the Rex Ryan thing. On the Lombardi thing, that's another name to keep an eye out for. We'll see if that ends up being an official interview or not. Let me see if I have it right here in front of me. I'm not sure if I do. Maybe I do. Oh, yeah. So here it is. So the Denver Broncos just fired. Wait, I have it up here in a second. It's loading up. So the Denver Broncos just fired their offense coordinator, Joe Lombardi. That could be a name for the Jets. He has a lot of connections to the Jets. Let me explain. So again, Joe Lombardi, Denver Broncos offensive coordinator, he just got fired yesterday. He was with Aaron Glenn on the Saints. So Aaron Glenn's final season in the NFL as a player was with the Saints in 2008. Lombardi was on that staff as an assistant. He was back with Lombardi on that same Saints team. They were both coaches. From 2016 to 2020 for 5 seasons, Lombardi and Aaron Glenn crossed over. So they were coaching teammates for 5 years. They were player-coach relationship for a year. And Lombardi, of course, crossed over Darren Muji in Denver for 2 years in 2023 and 2024. So keep an eye out for that name as well. There's nothing official on that name. That's another name that could enter the octagon for the Jets here this week. Keep an eye out for that. All right, folks, what a show. We're going to be back live in 90 minutes. I'm going to be back on the MZ Show digital show, and we'll be talking about the latest with all of these crazy coaching carousel plots, twists, and turns. If you guys can do me a couple of favors. First off, we have 500 people in the room. We have 140 of those on YouTube. As you guys are leaving, hit that like button, baby. If you want to catch up on the Jon Gruden story, that is in the YouTube description down below, so you can click and catch up on that. Feel free to do so. Again, we have a raffle going on this month. Send in those raffle tickets so you guys can get a chance to win Jets polos, Jets hats, Jets flip coin, other Jet t-shirts, stuff from my merch shop. All that's available. We're giving that away on February 1st. All of these items on your screen, plus those items from the merch shop as well. And again, our first Boy Green Espresso Club live show is going to be on Saturday night, folks. It's going to be on Saturday night. Only Boy Green Espresso Club members will be allowed entrance. You guys won't be able to even watch the show if you're not a Boy Green Espresso Club member. If you're an Espresso Club member, you can watch the show, you can join the show, you can call in, all of it. And we'll be talking about anything and everything. It'll be a private show for all you guys talking Jets, life, career, anything and everything. We'll see how it goes. Saturday night will be the first version of it. If you guys want to upgrade to that, you guys can hit the link in the YouTube description down below. Join the Boy Green Coffee Club or Espresso Club. Click that. It should allow you to upgrade. If it gives you any trouble with upgrading, you can just cancel your current membership and then rejoin as an Espresso Club member, and it will let you join from that perspective. So hopefully a bunch of you can already do that as well. All right, everybody, I want to thank you so much for tuning into the show. Again, we'll be back live in 90 minutes. We're only a handful of subscribers away, believe it or not, from 8,330. So our subscriber count continues to grow, even as the Jets continue to fall apart. So shout out to all the fans out there in the audience. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We'll keep you updated. I know there's a lot of things that go between all these shows. Boy Green Daily at 7:30. Boy Green Daily at 7:30 the next day. Frankie says, what time on Saturday? It'll be Saturday night, somewhere in the 8 or 9 o'clock range. I'll have an update. You guys will see that in the YouTube post section, and also you guys will see a special link. It'll also be in the Discord. So it'll be around 8 or 9 o'clock at night. We'll hammer out that time here very shortly, but it'll be on Saturday evening. We'll have that available for you guys. All right. Well, thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you in a little bit. Take care, everybody.